The name Lagos, which means lakes in Portuguese, was given by Portuguese seafarers who landed here in the 15th century and opened the slave market, which was banned in the 19th century. Since 1861, the British colony was here.
Why would a nation abandon one of the most famous coastal cities in the world, a city buzzing with ports, skyscrapers, and endless hustle, and move its capital into the middle of the country, surrounded by hills and savannas? That's exactly what Nigeria did. In 1991, the capital officially shifted from Lagos to Abuja. But here's the big question: was it about politics, population, or pure power? And in today's Nigeria, which city truly runs the nation's economy, the megacity of Lagos or the polished capital of Abuja? Let's take a journey into history, politics, and money to find out. First, why did Nigeria move its capital in the first place? Lagos, no doubt, was booming. It was Nigeria's capital from independence in 1960 until 1991. But Lagos had problems. Overcrowding. By the 1970s, Lagos was bursting at the seams. Traffic jams became legendary. And still are today. Political balance. Lagos sits far in the southwest, dominated by one region. Nigeria needed a capital at the center, one that would symbolize unity and neutrality. Security. Being a coastal city, Lagos was vulnerable in times of war. Abuja, nestled in the center, was safer, so, under the military government of General Murtala Muhammad in 1976, the decision was made: a brand new capital would rise in the center of Nigeria, Abuja. Here's a spicy detail many people don't know. Lagos had its first civilian governor in 1979, Alhaji Lateef Jakande of the Unity Party of Nigeria. He's remembered for massive housing projects and free education in Lagos State. Abuja, on the other hand, didn't have a traditional governor at first, but an administrator of the Federal Capital Territory. The very first was Mobolaji Johnson, who laid groundwork, but officially, the pioneer FCT minister after Abuja was declared capital was John Jatau Kadia, followed later by notable ministers like Maman Vatsa and eventually Nazir El-Rufai in the 2000s, who reshaped the city's master plan. So from the very beginning, Lagos was about commerce and development, while Abuja was about politics and order. Fast forward to today, Lagos is still Nigeria's most populated city, over 20 million people. It's noisy, chaotic, and stressful, but it's also the land of opportunity. If you can survive Lagos, you can survive anywhere. The Lagos state government alone generates over 600 nairas minus 700 billion annually in internally generated revenue, IGR, more than any other state in Nigeria by far. Lagos ports handle nearly 70% of all imports into Nigeria. From banking in Victoria Island, to Nollywood in Surulere, to fintech startups in Yaba, Lagos is Africa's commercial capital. And here's the kicker: if Lagos were a country, its economy would be bigger than Ghana's entire GDP. But Abuja is different. Where Lagos is noise and hustle, Abuja is calm and calculated. Wide roads, less traffic, planned districts. Abuja was designed to impress. A capital city in the heart of Nigeria. Just like Washington, D.C. in the US, but make no mistake, Abuja is powerful. It is where the presidency resides. It is where the National Assembly makes the laws. It is where international embassies meet Nigeria. And most importantly, Abuja controls the flow of federal allocations to all the states. Financially, Abuja's IGR is smaller, about 100 nairas minus 150 billion annually. But its real power lies in policy. If Lagos is the cash register, Abuja is the hand holding the pen that writes the checks.
Provisions that grants financial autonomy to the state legislature, the implementation has been observed in breach. We therefore call on the relevant stakeholders to comply with all the provisions in the constitutions and not by breach.
National Assembly, under the leadership of Dr.
GDP. It fuels the economy through trade, ports, real estate, banking, oil and gas, and entertainment. Abuja simply cannot compete in that league. But here's the twist: while Lagos makes more money, Abuja decides how the money is shared. Think of it this way: Lagos is the hustler who grinds day and night to earn the cash. Abuja is the boss sitting in the office, signing the documents, and deciding how the money will be spent. One is sweat, the other is authority. Without Lagos, Nigeria's economy would collapse. Without Abuja, the government would scatter. Together, they form a strange but necessary partnership. The future looks exciting and challenging. Lagos is rapidly becoming a global megacity, with the Lekki Free Trade Zone, the Dangote Refinery, and booming tech hubs. But overcrowding, housing shortages, and flooding remain threats. Abuja will continue to grow as the administrative capital. Its real estate market is one of the most expensive in Africa, driven by politicians, diplomats, and the wealthy elite. But without industries like Lagos, it depends heavily on government spending. The rivalry will remain: Lagos for money, Abuja for power. So, who wins the battle between Lagos and Abuja? In terms of money, Lagos. In terms of power, Abuja. But maybe the real lesson is this: Nigeria needs both. Lagos is the engine, Abuja is the steering wheel. One pumps the blood, the other directs the flow. And perhaps, that's the secret to Nigeria's survival. A marriage between hustle and power, between commerce and politics, between the restless energy of Lagos and the calm authority of Abuja.